What is up, and welcome back. Another episode of Blood and Beer. This is the lightning fast recap for all things non-MMA that went down over the weekend. We saw dirty boxing, we saw Misfits, we saw Real American Freestyle, and CJI2 is currently still going on as we speak. It's going to be a 2-day event over there. But we'll kick things off in dirty boxing. They had their third event go down Friday on YouTube, and it was headlined by Jairzinho Rozenstruik, former heavyweight contender in the UFC. He gets a first round knockout over Rakeem Cleveland with a straight right hand and some huge ground strikes to follow it up. And the co-main event also had a UFC veteran with Hector Lombard as he took on James Cannon. Now Cannon ended up overwhelming Hector Lombard in about 20 seconds, gets the TKO in the first round. Good on him. But this card was stacked with UFC veterans top to bottom. You had Jessica Rose Clark, you had Tyson Nam, Brian Battle, Alex Carceres. They all got TKOs as far as Battle, Carceres, and Tyson Nam. Jessica Rose Clark, she won a decision. DBX, not my cup of tea, but it's doing its damn thing. Had 8,000 viewers as soon as it kicked off. And then we head over to Misfits, head across the pond to where Darren Till took on Luke Rockhold. And Darren Till really beat Rockhold pillar to post until he knocks him out in the third round, folds him like a towel, puts him down, and just shows that he's a little more athletic, a little better. And after the fight, people were calling for him to fight everybody from Jake Paul to come back to the UFC to fight KSI. He wants to fight Carl Froch. We'll see. The world is his oyster. It's good to see these guys that when they do go move on from the UFC, they're able to continue to make a career and pave their own path. Darren Till seems to be doing that quite well. And in the co-main event on that Misfits card, Tony Ferguson did the damn thing. Picked up his first win in 6 years, snaps the 8-fight losing streak. He knocks out Salt Papi. Might have been an early stoppage by the ref, but he gets Salt Papi on the ropes, unloads a barrage of punches, and the ref steps in and stops the thing. So Tony Ferguson making all us UFC fans, all MMA fans happy. He finally breaks that 8-fight skid that he was on. And last thing we got to talk about from Misfits, Dylan Dennis made his return to MMA as he picked up a round 1 submission in his fight with Warren Spencer. It was a guillotine. Guy shot a takedown, and right away Dylan Dennis jumps on him and takes the neck, gets the submission early in round 1. And I also mentioned that Real American Freestyle Wrestling, they had their inaugural event in Cleveland, Ohio this weekend, where we saw the likes of Wyatt Hendrickson, Bo Nickel, Kyle Dake. They all competed in this to help it get launched off the ground, a new professional format for freestyle wrestling. And we had a surprise appearance as well from Holly Holm as she took a wrestling match on just a day's notice. She's coming off the heels of her boxing victory. She's another one. She's making her own way after leaving the UFC, doing some great things. Holly Holm is. But Real American Freestyle Wrestling, real quick before I move on from that, it's great. How amazing is that for these guys that didn't have any, they had to find a way to transition to another sport, whether it be football or boxing or MMA. These wrestlers now potentially have a path to go pro in the sport that they've trained their whole life for, just like everybody else that plays sports their whole life, with the football, with the basketball, with the boxing. They all have this path to go pro in it. After the Olympics, that's the goal, that's the dream. It dies off for wrestling. Now it's not. You got professional wrestling with RAF. Shout out to those guys over there. And last thing to talk about, CJI2, the Craig Jones Invitational 2. It's going down right now this weekend. It's a 2-day event, team-based jiu-jitsu, $1 million prizes, and headlined by Craig Jones taking on Chael Sonnen, the GOAT, a rematch of their 2017 grappling match. And that's all I got for you. Short weekend, soft weekend for combat sports, but that's all we got. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the lightning fast recap. I'm Matt. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at BloodBeerMMA. We're available anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, anywhere. Leave us a like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate it. And let me know what I'm not covering that you want to see. What sport's not getting the coverage you want to see. And don't say slap, because that ain't getting it. But that's all I got. Peace.